Hey guys, how are you? It is John C. Morley here, Sir Entrepreneur. It's great to be with you on Inspirations for Your Life. Today is February 21st, and really happy and grateful that you're with me for a couple of reasons. First of all, our master topic for the entire week is how to align your intentions with actions. We're on Series 4, and the granular topic for today is the power of your journey, mastering patience and urgency for success. And this is Series 4, Show 8, Episode number 7. And the other reason I'm glad that you're with me is because today, February 21st, is my birthday. And it's great to be with you guys on my birthday as well as any other day, evening, or morning. Thank you so much for being with me for over 3 years and now into the fourth year. Really very, very grateful for that. Of course, you can catch more of my amazing content at believemeachieve.com. And you can do that 24 hours a day. And again, I want to welcome you. My name is John C. Morley. I'm a serial entrepreneur. And I'm not only a podcast host, but I'm also a podcast coach. And welcome, everyone. If you would like to grab something from the kitchen, maybe so you're not famished or parched, feel free to do that, whether it's something deliciously sweet and healthy or just something delicious with lots of calories, perhaps some water or something hot, whatever it is that floats your boat. Feel free to do that and hurry on back. So, the episode today is the power of the journey, mastering patience and urgency for success. So, again, welcome to another thought provoking episode of the Inspirations for Your Life podcast. Great to have you here with me for another transformational time and giving you an approach to reach success faster. The power of embracing the journey while balancing patience with urgency. In a world that constantly pushes us to chase outcomes, we often forget that real success isn't just about hitting the promises or the goals that we set for ourselves. It's about who we become along the way. And while patience is a virtue, there are moments when urgency is necessary to push forward. So, how do we find um, that perfect balance? Well, today I'm going to break it all down for you, giving you the mindset, the shifts, and the strategies you need to unlock your full potential. So let's get started. All right, everyone. So, embracing the process, it's not just the outcome, as I said, it's focusing on learning and growth. Too often, people, a lot of times, whether it's in class, like in college or in other schools or educational programs, they're all for trying to do the best so they can get the greatest grade, but they don't want to own the material. And I always said the real gold of the gem is doing well in the class, yes, but then also learning it so that you own it, so no one can take it from you. That's the most important thing. And as I said, too often we measure success by the end result, but true fulfillment comes from what we learn along the way. Every step of the journey, whether it's a victory or a setback, provides valuable insights that shape us into stronger, wiser individuals. So, growth happens in the struggle, in the late nights, in the problem solving moments when we feel like giving up, but push forward anyway. Instead of being fixated on a single milestone, embrace every challenge as a lesson. Ask yourself, what can I take away from this experience? How is this helping me evolve? The moment you shift your mindset from outcome driven to growth driven thinking, it changes. And you start experiencing true success every single day. Celebrate those small wins along the way, all right? Success isn't one giant leap, it's a collection of small intentional steps taken consistently. The problem we often overlook is that these small victories, because we're too focused on the big picture. But here's the truth, ladies and gentlemen, you may not want to hear this. Acknowledging and celebrating progress keeps you motivated and reinforcing uses your positive habits. Every small win is a sign that you're moving in the right direction, whether it's finishing a tough project, reaching a mini goal, or simply showing up. When you didn't feel like it, celebrate it. Take a moment to recognize your efforts, give yourself credit, pat yourself on the back, right? And use that energy to keep pushing forward, keeping that inertia and momentum propelling you. The more you celebrate progress, the more momentum you will build, the more resilience that will start to abound. And that's our next point. Develop resilience through challenges. Challenges aren't roadblocks, ladies and gentlemen. They are stepping stones. Every successful person you admire has faced obstacles, failures, and moments of doubt. The difference is they didn't stop. Resilience is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. When these things don't go as planned, instead of seeing it as a failure, ask, what can I learn? How can I come back stronger? Growth happens in a discomfort. I've always said that. Practice getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Practice getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Practice getting comfortable being uncomfortable. The struggles, the setbacks, and the unexpected detours are preparing you for something greater. The key is to keep going, adjust when needed, and trust that every challenge is refining you for the next level. Next important point, ladies and gentlemen, it's one that's often overlooked. It is the key of staying present in the journey. Life is a journey. It's a constant journey. It doesn't end. If you constantly are looking ahead, you miss what's happening right here and now. We live in a fast-paced world, okay, where everyone is unfortunately racing toward the next big thing. But magic, ladies and gentlemen, happens in the present moment. Being fully engaged process, allowing you to appreciate where you are, to build stronger relationships and create meaningful experiences. Slow down, take it all in, and be mindful of the lessons and opportunities that exist in the present. Instead of always asking, what's next? Take a deep breath and ask, what's now? Yesterday, we talked about a very important thing, right? We talked about taking the breath. You remember that breath concept we talked about? So it was, what was it, the 4-8-7 breath technique? Does anybody remember that from, actually, we just talked about it yesterday. So the way it works is it's actually 4-7-8. You breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold for 7 seconds, and then you exhale for 8. So first you inhale through your nose. I'm going to do it with you now, right now, just so you get the idea. So we're going to inhale for 4 seconds. So inhale for the nose slowly. Hold it for a count of 7. And exhale for a count of 8 out of your mouth slowly. And that really can help you stay present in the moment. I think that's hard for a lot of people, but it's something you really can appreciate. Your journey deserves to be experienced and not just rushed through, right? Especially if whatever it is, if you're having dinner, if you're doing something, enjoy the process. Enjoy that process. If there are bumps, enjoy them and figure out, how am I going to move past those bumps, right? How am I going to get over those hurdles? If there's a wall in place, how do I get around it? How do I get over it, right? It's not about us getting frustrated and saying, oh my gosh, another wall. Really, universe? No, great, universe. There's a wall in front of me. Okay, so how would one get around this wall? What would it look like when I'm over the wall or when I'm on the other side of the wall? What's that going to look like? What's it going to feel like? All right. Balance patience with urgency. Act with intention while allowing time for progress. Let me say that again. This is really important. Balance patience with urgency. Act with intention while allowing time for progress. So patience and urgency may seem like opposites, but in reality, they work together. Success requires intentional action. Okay. You have to take steps forward, but also demands patience because great things take time. The key is knowing when to push and when to pause. If you act too hastily, you risk making impulsive decisions that backfire. If you wait too long, opportunities may pass you by. The sweet spot, as we would say, disappears. Consistent, purposeful action while allowing time for things to unfold naturally is a big key to life. Trust that the work you're putting in today is setting you up for tomorrow's success. Avoid rushing, but stay proactive. This is a tough one. There's a fine line between moving with urgency and rushing through things carelessly. Being proactive means taking control of your progress, not waiting for things to happen, but making them happen. However, it doesn't mean forcing results before they're ready. The best approach, move fast, but not recklessly. Create a plan and take action, but give things the time they need to develop. Rushing can lead to mistakes and burnout, and while strategic urgency ensures you're making steady progress without crashing and burning is the key. Recognize when to push forward and when to wait or when to hold back. Not every moment is meant for full speed ahead, right? Action. There are times when you need to just go all in, and there are times when you have to just step back a little bit. Reassess this is the best thing you can do, and it's a much smarter move. The best way to know the difference is develop self awareness and trust your instincts. If you feel stuck, ask yourself, is now the right time to push, or do I need to have more clarity? Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is wait and let things align before making your next move. Timing is everything. Learn to read it well. Maintain long term vision while executing a short term set of promises. This is complicated, but really not. Long term success is built on consistent short term actions. It's easy to dream big and visualize the future, but unless you're taking daily steps toward it, that vision will remain just that, a vision. The secret is this: balance your long term visions, goals, aspirations with short term commitments. Each small promise you keep to yourself, your team, or your business compounds into massive results over time. The more disciplined you are with executing small tasks today, the faster you'll get to the big wins tomorrow. But don't be in a rush on that. All right. So, success is not just about where you're going, it's about how you got there. When you embrace this process with your whole mind and heart, you can then celebrate those small wins. Stay resilient through challenges. You build a strong foundation for lasting achievement. And when you learn to balance patience with urgency, you ensure that you're making steady, meaningful progress without unnecessary stress. So keep moving, everyone, forward, that is, with purposeful intention. Trust the timing of your journey. And remember, you are exactly where you need to be right now. Um, Hitting play in your life and expecting the whole movie to just, let's say, unfold right before you might frustrate you when it doesn't happen. So if you press play and you don't get a result, chill out, sit back, enjoy as much of the movie that is ready to be shown to you. And if the movie stops, realize there might be some more work you have to do, or divine timing has not quite elapsed yet. And I know we all get upset because we want something tomorrow, and divine timing says that's not the right thing for us right now. So, what does that mean? It's not the time for us to get frustrated, number one. I can tell you that. It's not the time to get frustrated. And if we understand that it's not the time for us to get frustrated, then hopefully we'll be able to move past a very unique point, a point that maybe a lot of people didn't know about, a point that is going to transcend where you are in your life. Now, I know this sounds like very heavy stuff, and trust me, it is. But my question to you is, are you ready to take these steps in your life? Or are you just kind of like, hanging around, hoping for something. Now, there's nothing wrong for hoping for something. I want to be very clear with you right there. It's just that when we get all upset with ourselves because something is not going the way we want, that is when we have a problem. And so that problem begins from the notion that we can't do something, or we're not enough, or why is Joe doing this? Why is Mary doing this? Why is Bob at that point? Why did they have a goal? Why did they just get on the team? Right? Why am I not on the team? I mean, I'm just giving you ideas. And I think if we can embrace this from a playful perspective and understand that life is an amazing, incredible journey, okay? And life does want to push us forward and it does not want to frustrate us. It gives us these challenges or these lessons, not to discourage us, but to dig deeper inside ourselves so that we can solve those situations. The Lord, God, and universe never give us anything that we can't handle. It might seem overwhelming at first, but trust me, everything that the universe brings to you is stuff that you more than ever can handle. All right. So I know this sounds hard, but it's the truth. Now, when we talk about embracing the process, maybe we're talking about writing a letter and you hate writing. Or maybe we're talking about learning a new skill. And although you want to learn the new skill, you're not happy with the way it's being taught or shared. So embrace the process. Figure out what you like, what you don't like. We measure success often by just the end result, but not by the fulfillment, not by the feelings, the emotions. That's what we need to measure it by. A lot of people never want to celebrate those small wins because they figure, oh, you know what? I don't have time for the small wins. I want to wait for the big wins. Well, there's nothing wrong with celebrating the big wins. But if you always wait for the field goal or you always wait for the multi-billion-dollar deal, you're never going to get there because you've got to start small. You've got to be grateful for those small things coming into your life. Success, I'm going to say it again, isn't one giant leap for mankind. It's a collection of small intentional steps that we take consistently. That's it. When we embrace small successes, small wins, we raise the dopamine level in our brain. And guess what happens? We get excited and we want to push forward, not because we have to, ladies and gentlemen, but because we want to. I think that is probably one of the most important things that I can tell you. If you do not push forward, then you're going to be disappointed. A challenge is not a roadblock, but a stepping stone, but a lesson to teach you the way to get around, the way to master that challenge. Looking ahead is good, but if we're never looking where we are right now, we're going to become distracted by the future. It's okay to look ahead, but let's focus on the present moment. Everyone always says, okay, what's next? What's next? I did this. What's next? What's next is for you to chill. What's next is for you to be mindful. What's next is for you to do breaths like 4-7-8 or 4-8-7. What's next is for you to listen to your mind and the purposes that you are given, those messages. Not every moment, as I said, is meant for full speed ahead. I know a lot of people want to pull the trigger and just like, go full speed ahead. But that's not always the way to go, right? If you're in the car and you're less than a foot behind a car, going full speed ahead is not going to be the smartest thing. You're probably going to crash into that car, right? Or going full speed ahead when there's snow on the road. Let's talk about this a second. What would happen if you go full speed on a snow road? What would happen? Well, if you drive full speed on a snow-covered road, you're very likely to lose control of your vehicle due to significantly reduced traction from the tires to the road, causing you to unfortunately slide, spin out, or potentially crash. No, this is not the kind of spin out like a party spin out. See, the tires can't grip the slippery surface at high speeds. Essentially, driving too fast on snow will increase the risk of an accident due to the inability to brake or steer effectively. So I know that you're in a rush to get home. I know you're cold or all these other things. But we have to look at the fact that there is more to the picture. There's more to the picture. Now, maybe you don't quite understand this. Maybe you have just got your license and you're on snow. Well, the first time that you've driven on snow, you're going to probably realize that you got to go slow. But if you don't and you start to go a little fast, you're going to realize the car is going to get out of control. And hopefully, it's going to teach you a lesson. Whoa, luckily, no one was around me. I skid and no one was near me, or I tried to stop at the light and I was barely able to stop. As I said to you before, if you are proactive instead of reactive, life can be managed a lot better. Success is not about where you're going, it's about how you get there. Embracing the process, celebrating these small wins, as I call it, building a strong foundation, learning how to balance patience and urgency. So, taking these steps is key. Keep moving forward with intention and trust the timing of your journey. You're where you need to be at the given moment. Now, you might say to me, hey, John, but there's other people on the road and they're doing, like, let's say the speed limit is 55 and maybe you're going to do half that, or, to be safe. There are going to be crazy people that are going to try to do 55 and 60. And just stay away from them. What I want you to get out of this is that having a proactive mind, we talked about planning for a fire, right? Or planning for emergencies. We don't want them, but when we're prepared for them, we know where the fire extinguisher is. We know where the evacuation room is. We know where we're all going to meet. We know a secondary way out. If we're on a trip, we know one way out of the hotel, but we also know there's a second way out of the hotel, right? We start to understand these things. We've also learned this in the active shooter, right? We talked about things like, run, hide, and fight. Run, get away. Hide because you don't want to do anything, right? You don't want to fight. And the last resort, you're going to fight. And you might say to me, John, I don't want to hurt anybody. I know you don't want to hurt anybody. But if somebody was going to hurt you, would you take defense? And if you can't answer that question, then I think that's something you probably need to work on yourself. It's not being nasty when it's self-defense. Focusing on learning and growth, no matter what it is, whether it's survival, whether it's building more skills in your repertoire, from sales skills to relationship skills to presentation skills to discernment skills. When we start to understand that we're doing this for growth, we're not doing this to be the top right now. We're doing this to grow. I said to you before, success is not one giant leap. It is a collection of small intentional steps taken consistently. But the truth is, acknowledging and celebrating progress keeps you motivated and reinforces positive habits. Every small win is a sign that you're moving in the right direction, whether it's finishing a tough project, reaching a mini promise or goal, or simply just showing up. That's right, you heard me right. Showing up is a big part of success. When you get a challenge dropped in front of you, don't say, oh my gosh, why did the universe give me this challenge? I just dealt with something yesterday. How many of you guys remember when my fridge broke? I think it was back last month. I was coming back from a study session. It was probably well over, I'm going to say it was probably maybe more than a month ago now. And so you can whine and cry that your fridge broke, but that's not going to solve the problem. You need to address it. Okay, it's broken. I need to take steps and move forward. Because if we keep looking at what's there, we keep looking backward. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Why did this happen to me? Stop asking yourself those questions and ask questions like, okay, my fridge broke. So, how big is my current fridge? How much space should my new fridge take up? What's the max of space? Where can I go shopping? What brands do I want? Uh, what does a fridge cost? What features do I want on it? Again, do I want it to be, is my fridge isn't as wide as it can be or is as tall? Do I want it to be bigger? Right? Height, depth, etc., width. And then you talk about logistics, like how is it going to get to me? Are they going to ship it? How are you going to schedule it? And I think understanding this, understanding taking proactive steps to getting that fridge. And guess what happened? I got that fridge within a couple weeks. Now there were some challenges, but I didn't cry about them because I was in school and I couldn't make it there certain times. I had to cancel the delivery almost 4 times. And to be honest, if it didn't come by the 5th time, I was going to just cancel the whole order and go somewhere else. So we can't let the moment of frustration dismember us or frustrate us or, put us in a state that makes us feel less. That's a problem, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of people do it. You know why? Because they figure if they do it, then they don't have to worry about solving the problem because they'll say, oh, woe is me. Well, it happens to other people, right? It doesn't just happen to you. So let's quit that kind of experience where we say, oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? Quit that. That's the first thing I've got to tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, before I wrap up today, and I hope you've enjoyed this amazingly, very educational journey we've taken this week on talking about something really cool, which is how to align your intentions with actions. And if you truly do align your intentions with actions, guess what? Your thoughts will become a reality when you take those inspired actions. Again, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. Again, thank you for celebrating the show with me today and for helping me celebrate my birthday today. I really do appreciate that. And I'm so grateful to every one of you for continuing to follow my content. Be sure to check out BelieveMeAchieve.com for more of my amazing inspiring creations. And I'll catch you guys soon. You know when? Yes, I'll catch you guys tomorrow, which is Saturday, for a brand new massive topic that will be sure to wow you. Have yourself a great day and a great evening, everyone.